there, my name is Peter Davison, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. There will be lots of new videos dropping because I'm stuck at home. Why am I stuck at home? Because the world's ending. Okay, legitimately, this is the apocalypse. This is the way civilization ends, apparently. With a cold that doesn't really hurt most people and a lack of toilet paper. That is really weird. Isn't it weird that toilet paper is the first thing that goes when society falls? Now, I don't want anyone to panic over that. Society probably isn't going to crumble. But it might. Yeah. Listen, I think this is the freakiest thing I've lived through. Let me think. Is it more freaky than 9/11? I don't know. I don't remember a time when everyone's been shut up and told, don't leave your home, or whatever. They close the freaking malls. I live in Israel. Okay, so fine. I live in Israel, and I'm Jewish, I'm religious, so I keep the Sabbath, which means on Friday night, you stop using internet, electricity, that sort of stuff, for 25 hours. So when the Sabbath went out last night, and the Prime Minister, Netanyahu, come on, who we all thought was going to say, that's it, we're all bubble boys, we've all just got to stay home. So basically he said everything's closed, the malls are closed, any gatherings, so we can't even go to synagogue. Well, I went this morning. If you go to synagogue, you're not allowed to have more than 10 people in the room, and you need 10 people for like a prayer quorum. This is really freaky. My wife went out, they opened the stores last night. My wife was the first in line there. You go, yeah! And we had plenty of toilet paper anyway. We were very proud of it. We had American toilet paper. See, Amazon just started shipping to Israel a few months ago. Free shipping, over $50. Over $50? Yeah, free shipping. So it was cheaper to buy toilet paper from America. Now, American toilet paper is very luxurious on the rabbinical bottom. It's very, very thick and luxurious. So that was our pride and joy. We had American toilet paper and a huge stack of it. But then she went out and bought like another pallet of toilet paper and more toilet paper and tons of food. And my daughter was with her. She's like, "Mummy, you're going crazy. You don't need this much food." And then by the end of the evening, all my kids who are grown up have now been sent home and are hunkered down with me. Apart from my son, who's in the army, who was sent back, and who knows where he's going to be 2 weeks ago. Maybe he might be commandant of a post-apocalyptic region. He's got command of 2 tanks, so I think that. Okay, just son, remember your father when you're powerful. Okay, remember, when the apocalypse comes and you are the overlord, just remember your old dad and maybe throw him a bone or 2. Fine. So what are we going to do? Fine. So what are we going to do for the next couple of weeks? 1 second. I am going to be with you, and I'm going to be bringing you the greatest in geeky entertainment to get you through the apocalypse. I just went through my shelves and picked out a random selection of apocalyptic movies, which we're going to be going over, a different one a day, I think. We have Children, Men, great movie. Okay, I'm going to say great movie with all these ones. The bonkers insane and super fun Mad Max Fury Road. Attack the Block. If you're in England, you will probably appreciate that one. Annihilation, a underrated movie which I really liked. And today's movie we're going to talk about is High Rise, the fantastic movie High Rise, starring Tom Hiddleston and directed by Ben Wheatley. But before we get there, if you like your independent voices here on YouTube, or if you just like me, if you could consider hitting that subscribe button, that would be fantastic. Thank you so much. I am genuinely very appreciative. Go look at the video notes. The stuff you can win. I don't want to go through the spiel every video, but the stuff you can win. We're giving it away tonight, March 15th, when I'm on the TARDIS Zone. But we're giving away stuff every week, and there's also a Doctor Who audio adventure you can download in the video notes. So help yourself, but please hit subscribe. Thank you very much. That's incredibly helpful, and I am genuinely grateful. Also, listen, honestly, if you start shutting at home and you don't your friends aren't around you and you're a bit freaked out, and you want some rabbinical counselling, and I mean genuinely, you're a bit freaked out, please, my contact information is in the video notes. Please get in contact. If you're freaked out, get in contact. We'll chat. We'll work something out. I don't know. Hey, listen, my philosophy is like we're all in this together. We really are, and I think that's my philosophy for life in general. If you ever seen the movie Brazil, actually, I got to do a review of that. Great movie by Terry Gilliam from, what was it, 83? It was like early 80s, I think. there's Robert De Niro's in it as like a bit part, playing a terrorist or a freedom fighter plumber. And he has this line in it where he says to Michael Palin, "Hey, we're all in this together." Michael Palin starts saying, "Hey, we're all in this together, kid." And that's really what I feel like. We are all in this together. So listen, anything you want me to talk about, anything you want me to go there, you want to reach out to me, go look. Leave a message in the comments or get in contact. And look, whatever it is, no need to be freaked out. I think everything's going to be fine. But this could be the end of the world. But I think everything's going to be fine. So if it isn't the end of the world, what can you expect? You can expect pretty much this movie, High Rise. Now, High Rise is a freaking bonkers movie. I mean, I'm telling you, freaking bonkers. Totally nuts. I like it a lot. But if you are into normative fare, if you like the New Adventures of Old Christine, for example, this is not the movie for you. If you like bonkers, weird, challenging cinema, which I really think this is, High Rise might be for you. So it's directed by Ben Wheatley, based on the 1975 J.G. Ballard science fiction novel. Science fiction novel. It's a really fascinating blend of very black humor, which appeals to me. This is retro 1970s science fiction. It was made in 2015, 2016, I think it came out, and it's got this creeping ongoing horror. And again, it's extremely graphic, it's extremely violent, and again, it makes me laugh. I think it's quite fun. As I said, it was directed by Ben Wheatley, who I really feel like I should know more about as a director, but this is the only movie of his I've seen. He did A Field in England, which I know had a lot of acclaim, and was from all reports much more bonkers than this. I don't know. This is kind of like in my sweet spot of bonkers. I think if you get more crazy, more out there, I'm gonna have trouble following. But for me, this is in exactly the right place. It's got a fantastic cast. I mean, really stellar cast headed by Tom Hiddleston, who you probably know from. Let me think. You know him as Loki, and like he is so good in everything. I might actually subscribe to Disney Plus when they do a Loki series. That's how much I like Tom Hiddleston. I would love him to be in the next James Bond. So he plays this amoral, completely socially independent, which is kind of important for this movie, observer of the disintegration of society, and that moves from like a class warfare into like this real feral existence really quickly. And that's where the movie opens up. The movie opens up with we're in the post-apocalyptic fair, and the high rise has devolved into complete lawlessness. The clean halls you will see. You get flashback to 3 months earlier, but the clean halls are now strewn with rubble and corpses, which are like positioned in all the most weird ways as people have made these strange tableaus out of them as their insanities has just increased and grown. And the residents therein are completely adapted and at ease with the ongoing horror and the are kind of like hilariously maintaining their social roles, which they had several months earlier. In this complete lawless Lord of the Flies 70s sci-fi kind of thing. It's really bonkers. So over this beginning, we have Tom Hiddleston's voiceover explaining, explaining what's going on. It's got this wonderful opening line. It says, for its inconveniences, Lang was satisfied with life in the high rise. He's walked through this devastation. At one minute he's playing with his like faithful little dog, and the next minute he's barbecuing his leg. After he's killed the dog, obviously. To eat. Again, just completely bonkers, dark, funny, and very, very violent. Okay, so then, after we set the scene of this like post-apocalyptic where we flash back to 3 months earlier, and it's a very stark jump because now the high rise is very clean and very new, but it's got that 1970s aesthetic. It's got that 1970s architectural aesthetic, which I think was J.G. Ballard was just so like terrified and shocked by, which what made this movie. As we see, it opens up with Lang moving in, Dr. Lang and we also have this early on sequence with Lang performing an autopsy, slowly peeling apart the parts of a human face and into the brain. And again, I think that's a foreshadowing what this movie is about, which is about the complete deconstruction of humanity and human society. So what really sets us apart is it's set in the 1970s, but it's a very 1970s science fiction dystopia. So it's a view of the past from the present, looking into the future, and it's really wild for that. The camera pans and moves with this, Stanley Kubrick like grace and laziness, as it like caresses the visitors. Visually, in fact, visually, tonally, this movie really sits nicely with things like a Clockwork Orange. This could very easily be a prequel to a Clockwork Orange, and it would fit in pretty nicely. It's got a lot of that like 1970s movies angst. Yeah, that we saw in a lot of the more like adult science fiction. They got like blown away by Star Wars. Even though I love Star Wars, yeah, they kind of destroyed grown-up science fiction for about 15, 20 years. So it's got that same kind of feeling as Soylent Green, the Omega Man, THX 1138, Man Who Fell to Earth, Westworld, Stepford. Yeah, I could go on and on and on. There's a gazillion of these movies we can mention, but it's got that same kind of vibe, which again I really love. But again, it was made now. It's made in 2016. So thank God it was made in 2016, because it's not like rife with like what filmmakers they think is brave political commentary, which is just boring. So, but it is anything but boring. It's very interesting. So the movie charts the very quick unraveling of society, which is why we're looking at it now, and that society is presented in a microcosm within the self-contained high rise. We got the families, and the lower, the closer to the bottom you live, which is where they put the families. You live close to the bottom, but the higher you are, the higher a social status, and the wealthier you are, the higher you live, the closer you live to the top. So I think it's a real interesting commentary on like on Western society's kind of vile, kind of vile hatred of family and the family unit. It's got this kind of disdain for it, which is just drips, through this movie. So Lang is given Tom Hiddleston's incredibly strong good looks and easy charm. His applications for residency was you get the feeling it was pushed through quickly, because he's like this up and comer, and they place him at the bottom of the higher levels, which means he's like he's well poised to enter the high rise aristocracy, but as such he's able to be an observer to every level of social strata, which is what this movie really talks about. What I think allows society to slip seamlessly into barbarism, and a commonality that I don't think anyone, even Ben Wheatley, doesn't realize that all the people share, is this rejection of a shared morality, which I think reflects the world we live in today. We used to have this shared morality of what was right and what's wrong. When I grew up in the 80s, it was just you wouldn't judge people by their externalities, their skin color, their religion, their ethnicity, their sexual orientation. And now with identity politics, that's that's exactly what people do. And I think people do that is because a human being needs some kind of shared moral moral guidelines, which we just don't have anymore. So again, we get which is where I think things like Me Too came from. I think they like to say Me Too is an expression of a male patriarchy, abusing women. But I think it's more of a decadent society that has abandoned morality for varying reasons, as we have done. In the Western world. So in a more optimistic piece, like let me think, like Doctor Who. Doctor Who did this episode called Turn Left. It was the David Tennant, Catherine Tate episode, or David Tennant really wasn't in that one. And we see what would happen if the Doctor was killed, if he didn't have Catherine Tate there to save him, then we see how the world like devolves very quickly. But the thing that holds the people together, which is again making it a much more fundamentally optimistic thing, which is I think that's Russell D Davies. Russell D Davies is a very optimistic writer. Is the shared spark of decency and morality between humans. So yeah, and that's really represented by in that episode by Bernard Cribbins. What better expression of a shared morality and decency is there than Bernard Cribbins, national treasure that he is? So, but without that, society, without that common decency, society completely devolves, very, very quickly. And fascinatingly, that is the story of this movie. So the upper levels have the supreme and ever increasing decadence, looked on with rather than with revulsion by people on the low levels, with envy, which I think is the problem. Again, I think it's like talking about a little bit about celebrity culture and how we idolize it. But if you think about it, celebrity culture is just so vile. So talking of celebrity culture, there's a lot of great celebrities in there because this is just a fantastic cast. Sienna Miller, James Purfoy, Keely Hawes, they're all representing the upper echelons of society in the higher rise. With was it Reese Shearsmith from League of Gentlemen? He's also there in the upper echelons, but he's so wonderfully British and pathetic, that he's like so desperately clinging on to his social position, even in the apocalypse. It's just fantastic. Luke Evans and Michelle, was it Michelle Moss? Her name was Ross. Hang on, let me look up her name. I closed the IMDb page. Never mind. What's it? The woman from Mad Men. Is it Moss or Ross? I can't remember. Yeah, Elizabeth Moss. It is Elizabeth Moss. So they're a family. They live in like the mid levels. Luke Evans is freaking fantastic in this. He kind of like leads the social, the social warfare that takes over the movie towards, I would say, the last third. Yeah, and overseeing it all is Jeremy Irons as the architect, the very, very aptly named architect. Was it Royale? Because he sits at the top of the building. You get a feeling like his spider-like control has created this dystopia, and this very, very real dystopia that he's devolved society into. So yeah, okay. So listen, while you're waiting for the looting to start outside, get yourself over to Amazon or iTunes or something and rent yourself this piece of bonkers cinema. It's thought-provoking, it's brilliant. And look, worst case scenario, it gives you something to do for a couple of hours, and hopefully we can see society fall apart there rather than outside our front door. My name's Celia Beck and the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you are notified when new videos drop.